Everybody, Tyrone Bowman. Welcome to the program, Tyrone Bowman Live. As we're getting started on tonight, I'm going to be talking about a topic. I'm quite sure if those of you who get the notification, you see the topic at hand, how a black Republican has accused Vice President Kamala Harris of doing blackface. I'll get into that in a moment with the video. Before I do that, let me say this. Tyrone Bowman Live is a program that is targeted to a black audience, my people, my audience. And let's get this straight on tonight, because a lot of people in the comment section, they seem to have a lot of problems with the type of commentary and everything that I do. So I'm going to make it perfectly clear. Number one, I'm not a joke at what I do. Number two, I thoroughly research everything before I come before this camera. I'm a criminal justice major. I do my homework and I do it thoroughly. I'm a journalist and a commentator. Just because you don't know who I am doesn't mean that I'm not relevant. And at the same time, if you don't like what I do, then you can go someplace else where they do whatever they want to do. No one tells MSNBC what to cover. No one tells the Fox network, the racist and bigoted network that panders and caters to Donald Trump 24/7, and they have the token black guy on there. They never let him say anything. He's just there for presentation purposes, only taking up space. No one tells Sean Hannity and all these other racist pundits what to say and what to do. Even when the late Rush Limbaugh was alive, with his vitriol and racism, nobody said anything about them because he catered to them. Trump created Truth Social. Who was it created for? For his base, for his people, where he could just say and do whatever he wants to do, go unhinged without anyone holding him accountable for it. Just because Elon Musk bought what was known as Twitter and now calls it X, or unknown, that's what X stands for. No one tells this white billionaire what to do and what to say, and no one is going to tell me what to do and what to say. I think we have about 680 something subscribers, and we'll get to where I want to go eventually, bit by bit, subscriber by subscriber. But when I come on this channel, I'm talking to black people. I'm talking to the black audience that I represent. Why? Because the news always slants everything about us. Whenever they talk about us, it's never in a good way. Whenever they cover us, it's never in a good way. And for those of you that are walking around, you're living in your gated communities with your chauffeurs, and you go to your Starbucks and you're drinking your lattes and all that kind of stuff with your private golf clubs, whatever you want to call them, you don't live in the world that we live in. I'm from the hood, baby. I live in that world 24 hours a day. I know the things that affect my community and that affect my people. And I'm going to continue to bring content. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to summarize it, analyze it, and talk about it so that they understand. As long as the Republicans and Donald Trump are tearing down Kamala Harris, you damn right I'm going to come back viciously. And I'm going to rip them to shreds every single time. This is one black woman that they are not going to get away with calling her out of her name, insulting her 24 hours a day. Why? Because they have nothing to talk about. They have no issues. It's nothing. The Republican Party is garbage. It's pure trash. And it's that way because the coward leaders within the Republican Party allow one man to come in there and to destroy it. But on Tyrone Bowman Live, I'm talking to my people, to black America. That's who I'm primarily talking to. Anybody else is welcome to watch. You're welcome to watch. You're welcome to have your comments, but know this, I'm not backing down. I'm not changing my content platform for no one and nobody. The same way that the white networks don't change what they do, and they could care less about the opinions of black people. Whenever they have polls, they never talk to us. It's like we don't exist. It doesn't matter to them. Well, I want you to listen to this video from somebody that's brainwashed by the Republican Party.
Said Kamala Harris is using blackface. Here it is.
I'm going to say this as a black African-American man. Kamala Harris, she's a person of color. Kamala Harris, if she gets elected as president, it's going to be great to have a person of color in the White House. But this is the thing. She is now race baiting. She is now doing blackface. C is not black. C is a Jamaican American. C is an Indian American. What C is doing is when she ran for United States Senate, she sat there and said I was an Indian American. Now she's black all of a sudden. If you ask a lot of African American people, I'm sorry, what they're going to say is Jamaicans, they are Caribbean American. The reason why this is very, very important is because there are actually health issues associated with being African American. African American and blacks, you're more susceptible to diabetes, high blood pressure. But you have this woman who is sitting here saying that she is black just to get elected. And you know what I'm very upset of? Let's just look at the little black girl who dreams of being president of the United States in a few years. Kamala Harris is taking that title away just so she can sit here and try to win like a voting block. It's very terrible.
Oh, you gave me goosebumps.
Oh, man, you talk so good. You get a racist's biggest goosebumps over that news. Like, man, you got like a...
He's fishing for some tuna, playing live dealer while he waits. He has
like a superpower. Man, please. Sir, you letting these folks gas you up to talk against another black woman because they give you a check to come and provide commentary, perhaps? Let me do this for you. Let me help you understand.
Yeah, help him out, Dr. Ricci.
I was a foster kid. One of the families that adopted me was a Jamaican family. I bet you won't tell mommy she ain't black. Guarantee you that. Where do you all get this line from? That Jamaican is not black. When did that happen? There's definitely black people that are Jamaican. Let's go to it. I'll put in my full mask. I mean, man, who are you, brother? Where did they find you at? With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Will Pierce, during a Sunday panel on Newsmax, he falsely claimed that Harris changes her race depending on her campaign strategy. Republican pundit and former Democrat Will Pierce insisted that Vice President Kamala Harris was, quote, not black, and instead accused her of doing blackface. At the end of his rant, the host, her name is Lydia, she said, oh, you give me goosebumps. I mean, you may get a date out of this, brother, the way you over there talking. Let me do it like this, man. First of all, it's untrue, obviously. And everyone in the black community was surprised that she had the Indian heritage, because we didn't know that. We always knew her to be black. She went to an HBCU, she's an AKA, et cetera, et cetera. So this narrative that she never told people she was black is completely a lie, 100%. The narrative has been continued, however, by conservatives to question her racial identity. It's amazing to me that people continue to say, we got to stop talking about race, talk about race every damn day as it relates to VP Kamala Harris running for president. Here it is.
I think early in her career, she identified as South Asian. That might have been effective in California. Now she is considered an African-American woman. You don't hear about that. She's not African-American technically because she has a Jamaican dad.
You can see the headlines. She bragged about being the first Indian-American U.S. Senator, and then she brags about being a Black American U.S. Senator. She cannot be both.
Do y'all remember Milli Vanilli? You know, it was two guys. They were, you know, claimed to be R&B German artists, even though they had British accents, and they were born in Madrid or something like that. But sound a little bit like Kamala.
Kamala Harris is an extremist. She's a radical. She's a racialist. And I would argue in many respects she's an anti-Semite, but she's married to a Jew. I could care less. Well, she might...
Since you want to put it that way, let me just say this. Trump is a racist. Trump is a bigot. Trump is a Nazi in disguise as an Anglo-Saxon. A vote for Trump is a vote for racism. A vote for Trump is a vote for Jim Crow. A vote for Trump is a vote for segregation. A vote for Trump is a vote for slavery. And these white racists right here trying to form a narrative, and because that's all they can talk about. But know this, it's not going to work. Just like you all don't care what Trump is, you all don't care what Trump has to say, you all don't give a damn about his racist, bigoted ideologies. And guess what? Whatever the vice president is, we don't care. We're going to vote for her, and we're going to make sure that she becomes the next president of the United States. And this is why I speak forcefully the way that I do. I'm not going to let these racists and these bigots get away with attacking this black woman. And especially this, I could say a whole lot of crap about the misinformed black man. And he certainly ain't one of us.
Appointed you as their running mate. I could care less.
Yes, you are.
I could care
Because you're
less. I'm not into
anti-Semitic.
identity politics. I'm into facts and substance.
No, you're
That's
not.
what
You're
I'm
into racism and
A
bigotry.
few moments later.
Donald Trump, throughout his life, has not demonstrated 1 ounce of racism.
I'm not done. Omarosa was on a panel, CNN panel, pointed this out.
But I recall in his book, The Art of the Deal, Laura, when Donald Trump identified himself as Swedish, right? Because he didn't want to acknowledge that his father was German and his mother was Irish, and he thought that that would play better to those who were patronizing his businesses. So can we call the question his past of self-identifying as first Swedish, then German, and then Irish whenever it's convenient? Donald doesn't know the difference between ancestry and race. He doesn't want to know the differences, nor does he understand the nuances of how people self-identify. And so I believe that that's disqualifying for him. And when he mispronounces her name, Laura, he does it as a slur. He does it intentionally to harm her, to make people see the otherness of Kamala Harris. And so I posed a question to Bruce when he says, oh, at some point she identified as this, and at some point she identified as this. Are you going to hold Donald Trump to the fire for identifying himself as Swedish, even though he has no Swedish roots, in his best-selling book, The Art of the Deal, Bruce? Bruce, you're welcome to respond. I do have a copy of the book. I'm going to try to find the passage.
I don't know about that, but this is all I know.
Or is there a double standard?
I don't know about facts. I'm here to talk against Kamala Harris being black. That's it. That's what they told me to do. I can't do anything else. It doesn't compute whatever you're talking about. This is how talking points work. There's no coincidence that people on Fox News are saying it. Newsmax, the Trump campaign, conservative bloggers, conservative podcasts. There's no coincidence here. This is called messaging routine. It's real simple. The bottom line is she actually has been very clear about her ancestry and her parents. Clear. No issue there. As I've said before, when a person says I'm half Italian, half Irish, that has never been an issue ever. Until now, a person says, well, I'm this and that. Well, black folk are this and that. That's how it works. All right? You all came up with the one drop of other blood other than white makes you something else. We didn't come up with that. You all did. And now all of a sudden you want to take it back? All right, dear brother. I'm talking about, man, I'm really loving this. And let me tell you why I'm loving it. Because that message only resonates with the base of Trump and MAGA. It does not move the middle. It definitely won't move the left. It doesn't make policy sense. And nobody really cares outside of racist people who are trying to use it as a wedge.
And that's the politics that I was just going to mention. I mean, there's two issues that I see in this. First of all, just the utter stupidity of these people to think that, oh, there's got to be some sort of distinction and that, Newsmax get to decide what race she identifies or is always identified as. I mean, that's just totally stupid. But the second part about it is politically, I'm kind of glad that these morons keep putting this out there, because every day that Donald Trump and the MAGA world continue to try to obsess over Kamala Harris's race and question it is another day that they're not making a case about any policies. And to your point, yes, this may rev up the right-wing conservative base. Maybe some of the white nationalists out there get excited when they hear Donald Trump talk about this, but the rest of the country gets turned off. And this is the sort of thing that does not help Republicans with moderate and independent voters who will determine this election. And every day that the Republicans are wasting the time of moderate and independent voters increases the likelihood those voters go to Kamala Harris, and Kamala Harris becomes president of the United States, and then all the fun we're really going to have with some of these freaks when they flip out at her election.
And one other thing it has done, according to the polling data, this racism has excited individuals for VP Harris. Ironic.
He's a big city blackjack player.
let me close by saying this. Several years ago, I think it was during 2016, all Fox News and all these other racist networks, they were saying, white men are angry. Why are white men angry? This is all they could say. They're so angry. They're just angry. I'll tell you why they were angry. They were angry because Barack Obama became president of the United States, and now black men are angry. And you want to know why black men are angry? Black men are tired of racism. Black men are tired of segregation and bigotry. We're angry. We're angry the way that we've been treated as a people in this nation. And now we're even more angrier at the fact that you think you're going to continue to continue to attempt to tear down the first vice president of America and soon to be president of America. You all think you're going to win this election. You're not going to win. So keep the race baiting going. Go out there and get Hulk Hogan, the racist and the bigot, and let him rip off his shirt some more. We already know what Hulk Hogan is. Hogan is a racist. Hogan is a bigot. He's just like Donald Trump. We don't like you, Hogan. Black people around the nation, we're going to burn all that garbage and all that crap in the streets pertaining to Hulkamania. Since you showed your true color, and you've always shown your true colors behind closed doors, now we know you for who you really are. You don't like us, and now we don't like you, brother. And another thing, all the Republicans can do is go around and find a bunch of black people and pay them a lot of money to come before a camera and pander. Come before a camera and talk like them and act like them. They don't even talk like us. And for the record, there's nothing wrong with my Jamaican brothers and sisters. The majority of my friends are Jamaicans. And I'm here to tell you, they're just as black as any of us are. And they would resent the fact of them trying to marginalize us as a people. Kamala Harris for the win. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender, never quit.